Are you a fan of very strong and powerful abilities that will just completely obliterate your opponents? Then mid lane in Honor of Kings might just be exactly your thing. Today's video is sponsored by Honor of Kings, and I will take you guys through a bit of mid lane, currently the role I've played the most in Honor of Kings, try to explain a few things, showcase some of the characters. This role is very, very fun and also has a lot of different playstyles. So if you want to try out mid lane for yourself, make sure to click the link either in the pinned comment or by description and download Honor of Kings for free. As you can see, mid lane has quite a variety of different characters, and you have everything between just very strong mages with pure damage. You have some characters that can jump in melee like Xingguang and Mei, and then you also have kind of support characters like Zhuan, Liang, who kind of just want to support the team to be stronger. If you're new to mid lane, I can definitely recommend Adachi as a very strong starter character for mid lane. Has great VF clear on the first skill, and second, third skill are pretty much point and click. You just press it and you will do a lot of damage. My current favorite hero is actually currently Angela. With our second skill, we throw out a long range skill shot where we stun our opponents that we can follow up with our first skill, and then also with our ultimate. So we standard combos, we try to stun our opponent, follow up with all of our abilities, and just do massive amounts of damage. Do you want something a bit more fast-paced? And someone like Yoshan is a great character that also counters a lot of enemy mid lane characters. You can see you get untargetable during your second skill, which allows you to dodge enemy abilities. With your first skill, you can wave clear, you just can keep on dashing. Inside of your ultimate, if you hit your abilities, they have very low cooldown and recharge even faster. So you can dash around a lot. Always make sure you have good placement of your ultimate, and you can just kind of make the life of any enemy mid laner absolute pain. Mid lane is a very important role in Honor of Kings, as you kinda open up the entire map with mid lane, right? You're the center, so having more pressure in mid lane and having an advantage over the enemy mid laner just allows your team to either invade the enemy jungle more, to gank top and bot, and also to go for objectives. Early on, you see also this extra monster spawning right here that you kind of want to fight over, just a bit of extra good if we can. So I'm kind of aiming my abilities right here, timing it perfectly to get the last hit. Last hitting is also important as it gives you a bit of extra good. But my main focus right now is also why I like Angela so much. You can see right here, I just try to clear the wave as fast as possible and then try to help out my team. Mid lane is a very supportive lane, even though I'm playing a full damage dealer. It's more like you want to help out your team as good as possible. So looking for maybe gank right here onto the enemy bot laner currently right here. But he also forcing his flash already, so he has to run away now. And that's already near an advantage I gained over mid just by trying to push out the wave as fast as possible. Now we head back towards mid. Our jungler is also around. Can maybe make a plant enemy mid laner. And then same thing again. I want to push out the lane as fast as possible using both of my abilities onto the wave. More important than just going for the enemy. Because again, right now, the enemy mid laner stuck in mid lane under the turret has to just clear the wave to make sure it gets experience and gold while I open up the map and I can do whatever I want. Checking maybe if enemy jungle camps up as well. And now we can just look for the same monster again that spawned and try to get a bit of extra gold. But even just with this, even just disappearing from mid lane just puts so much pressure onto the opponents because they're like, oh, mid lane is missing. Now we have to back off as well. So of course you don't want to make it too obvious that maybe you're going towards a lane. But in general, just disappearing for a second will help a lot. And here again, we push out the lane very fast, and then we try to run towards our team as fast as possible. Having mid lane advantage again, I'm able to just run towards top right here and look for a counter flank onto our opponents, which allows me to pick up an easy kill. So again, mid lane advantage, mid lane pressure is just so important. Trying to get away right here, get a flash across the wall, and we even make it out alive. It's just very important to always do something. Honor of Kings is a very fast-paced game, so you always want to be doing something, either pushing out a wave, ganking, or securing jungle camps. For example, right here, the enemy is trying to take our camp away, so make sure I just use my ultimate right here to secure the gold for myself. The ultimate of Angela has a very low cooldown, so it's something we can spam a lot. Then again, our jungler is here now for a gank, gonna walk up, hit him with my abilities to do a bit of damage. Sadly, not enough damage to actually get the kill, but we can still back off. And behind this turret as well, there is something that heals you. You can always pick it up and make sure you can stay in lane. Also make sure you use kind of recovery. It's a spell you have, you can see it right next to our left 2 flash, that you always can stay in lane and not lose any pace. You don't want to recall all too often. You can see right now I'm pressing recover. I do not want to recall even though I'm half HP. I'm already walking up again to see if any jungle camps up for my opponents, and then we just one-shot the mid wave again right here. We could try to take it down as fast as possible, and then we can start looking for something else again. This time I will just decide to go for my turret. I see the enemy bot laner right next to me right here, so I'm going to back off, throw out some abilities, and actually get a kill. We do a second ability, which stuns into the first one, into the ultimate, and we pick up a nice kill. And once you establish mid control, you can also go for the objectives. Usually, I like the Tyrant more, but right now I'm helping out our AD carry on the Overlord, which will spawn Vanguards on top, mid, and bot, which helps out push out lanes even further. And the best tip I have if you want to win more games playing mid lane is to look at your minimap as often as possible and see where your jungler is. The jungler is the strongest role in the entire game. They're the highest level, they get most likely the most gold, and you just want to make sure you support them as well as possible. So if your jungler is currently on bot side, then try to maybe position also towards bot side more. If your jungler gets invaded, you want to be there as fast as possible. If your jungler is looking for an invade or gank, you also want to support it. That's what I mean. Mid wave clear is so important to have priority on there to then go help out your jungler. Try to position towards the side they may be on, will also allow them to maybe help you mod out in case you get ganked, but you just want to play around your jungler. Once you start to understand it, that your jungler is the biggest carry and will help you win games, you are just going to also win more games yourself. When it comes to mid and late game and you have to start team fighting, you have to be very careful. Mid laners are very squishy heroes. You pretty much do not build any defensive items except for the scepter that gives you a stasis effect. So you will be very squishy. You can get one shot very easily. So positioning is the key to victory when it comes to mid lane. You always want to make sure you stay as far away as possible. Maybe let your team engage first or play around vision. Angela, for example, is a great character to just wait in bushes and make enemies face check into you. Then you hit them with skill 1 or skill 2 first, of course, because skill 2 stuns, then skill 1, then ultimate, and just look for those one shots. So playing around bushes is one of the biggest strengths when it comes to mages. Here's a great example of making use of my long range. I see the enemy clearing the Vanguard right here, and I'm just behind the wall, just completely obliterate the enemy jungler right there. So they had no chance of reacting to it, because it's also like they just barely see you as the skills are already flying out, and they need very fast reaction time to actually not get hit by those. And if everything goes right, you're able to pick up one of the big objectives right here and go for the final push. And in the final push, just make sure you also stay far away, but you can also make plays happen. Right here, I have my eyes set on the enemy, my lady. I have flash up, I flash forward, skill 2, which has then shorter range, so you can also make plays with these mages. Go forward, have my stasis just in case anything goes wrong, and then we take the victory. Hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Hopefully I could help you become better at mid lane. Check out the game in my video description, click the link, download Honor of Kings for free, and try it out today.